Taking the breath in through the nostrils, taking the breath out through the nostrils. Noticing the movement of the front of the body, noticing the expansion of the abdomen area, expansion of the rib cage, and not just on the front, but also noticing the expansion on the back of the rib cage, allowing the back of the rib cage to be pressed to the floor, and really connecting movements of the diaphragm. If you would like to use this moment to set your own personal intention for the practice, you're welcome to do it now. And then let us set the feet on the floor with the bent knees, hip distance apart, and we'll bring the arms on the sides of the hips. So let us start with activation of the abdomen area by just a pelvic tilt. So lifting the pubic bone towards the ceiling, but not taking the hips off the floor yet. Just tilting the pelvis, engaging the abdomen area, pressing the lower abdomen down to the floor, and then returning back to neutral position. Let's do it two more times. On inhale, just a pelvic tilt here, activating the abdomen area, and then exhale, returning back to neutral, creating the space between the lower back and the mat. One more time, just getting this pelvic tilt, noticing how you engage in the glutes at the same time, and coming back to neutral. Exhale. Next time, let's press the feet to the floor and let's lift the hips off the floor, but not going into extension of the upper back, but coming just for neutral position, engaging the glutes, having strong hamstrings, and holding that for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring hips down. Exhale. Let's do it two more times. Inhale, lift the hips, noticing how you're controlling this position of the torso with the posterior chain of the body. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Let us do it one more time. Lifting, holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. We're going to change it a little bit. Let us step the feet maybe a couple of inches away. You will adjust it if you will find that it's too challenging for you. So your knees now a little bit more open, your heels a little bit away from the hips. That's going to activate your hamstring more if you want to challenge yourself even more. Come to the heels, so lift your toes off the floor. So keep your feet flexed and let's lift the hips off the floor again, noticing how your hamstrings are turning on. Holding for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. So to make it more challenging, you just continue to step your heels away from the hips. And let us lift again. You decide how far you go. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hips back. And I decided this is enough for me, so I'm not stepping further. And let's go for their third set, lifting. neutral neck position. Breath is natural. And this is 3, 2, 1, release. Return your heels closer to the hips. And let us just bring the arms into position. Drop your knees from side to side a couple of times just to release any tension on the lower back that may be accumulated. And when you're ready, let's come into the dead bug position. Bend your knees, flex your feet. So make sure this is a 90-degree, knees above the hips, and take your arms overhead. This time, we're going to have the variation where we're going to lift the head off the floor. So bring your chin to your chest, look on your belly button, and bring your right hand to support your head. Okay, and just hold the left arm up, and let's flex the left palm like you're holding the ceiling, keeping the shoulder down. And let's extend the right leg, holding the heel a couple of inches off the floor, foot is flexed, and bring it back. Let's extend the left leg, hold, and bring it back. One more time, right leg, hold, and bring it back. Make sure you're pressing your lower back down to the floor. So not arching, extend the left, hold, come back. Last time with the right leg, hold, and come back. Control your knees, extend the left, hold, and come back. And let's rest. Exhale. So take time to just catch your breath. We're going to do another set. This time we're going to be holding the right arm up, holding the ceiling. So when you're ready, set your knees 90 degrees, flex your feet, bring your left hand behind the head, bring the chin down to the floor, look on your belly button, press your lower back down, take your right arm up like you're holding the ceiling, drop the right shoulder blade, and let's extend the left leg, hold, 3, 2, 1, come back. Make sure your knees cannot come in close. So maintaining 90 degrees. 3, 2, 1, come back. Keep pressing the lower back down. Holding left leg. 3, 2, 1, come back. Right leg. Holding 3, 2, 1, come back. And the last time, holding the left. 3, 2, 1, come back. And the right. 3, 2, 1, come back. And let's rest. Bring again your arms in T position. You might feel like you naturally want to have a pelvic tilt here. Maybe dropping knees from side to side a couple of times. And then when you're ready, bring your knees to your chest. Another stretch for the lower back. You definitely felt a little bit of a tension there. And when you're ready, just roll into the seated position. So when we are in a seated position, we're taking the legs wide into this Upavishta Konasana. And let us just bring the hands behind the back, lengthening here through the crown of the head. Take a moment here, then bring your left hand in front, right hand behind, and gently twist. And you are welcome to go into a bit of the pulses here. So keeping the spine straight, just release the twist and then go again. Release the twist and then go again. One more time, release the twist and come again and return back to the center, lengthening. And let's bring the right hand in front, left hand behind, keeping chest open and twist and release and twist and release. One more time and twist and release and return back to the center. Trying to maintain your straight spine. Walk with the right hand away, drop the head. So try not to look down, try not to be rounded in your upper back. Keep your chest open and let's take your left arm up toward the ceiling. And if it's comfortable for you, take the left arm overhead, look up toward the ceiling, and then just go with the pulses. So like reaching with the tip of the fingers further and reach a little bit further. And maybe one more time and come back to the center. Again, start with a long spine here, then walk and take your right arm up and take it overhead, and maybe just reach in a little bit here, opening one more time, and let's release. Let's cross the ankles and come into the tabletop position. So set your hands up, shoulder width apart, knees hip distance apart, and let's go into the cat and dog stretch. So first we will do this in a traditional position and traditional movement. So like fix four corners, your shoulders and your hips, and you're moving the spine in between. So with inhale, opening the chest, squeezing the shoulder blades a little bit, and then tucking the tailbone under, pulling the belly in. And one more time here, opening, and then rounding the spine. And then let us step the hands. So if you can just see, this is my base of the palm. So I'm stepping a little bit further, like 1 pound further. And this time I'm going to move forward a little bit, and I will squeeze the shoulder blades. Like I'm almost like going into upward dog, open the chest, and then I'm pressing and coming into the child pose, not going maybe low, but rounding the spine as much as I can. Then I'm moving my body forward, lifting the chin, squeezing the shoulder blades like I'm pressing the chest forward. Hips come a little bit low. You feel a little bit of a back bend. And then rounding the spine, bringing the chin to the chest, going to the hips back into the rounded spine. Let's do it one more time, coming forward, squeezing the shoulder blades, lifting the chin, and then coming into the rounded back here. And maybe this time you adjusting your knees to the comfortable position and dropping the hips lower into the child pose, bringing forehead down to the floor, stretching the arms, just holding here for the moment. Work with the position of the shoulder blades just to create some space between the shoulder blades. And then let's walk the hands to the right and opening a bit of the left side of the body, of feeling your left armpit opening here. Take another exhale. Try not to collapse to the right side. So keep your body equal in the hips. And then walk back to the center. Exhale. And then walk to the left, maybe holding the right wrist. Allowing a bit of a stretch. This time more into the back of the right shoulder blade. Exhale here. And then let's return back to the center. Look forward and slide on your forearm. So come into Sphinx pose. So in Sphinx pose, you have your elbows 90 degree. And let us just go from the wrong position. Drop the head inside the shoulders. Just lift your shoulders. Notice how that feels very tense on the neck area. And then press the floor and lift your chest forward. Feel like you're pulling the mat with your forearms toward the hips and pushing the chest forward. Let's do it again. Come to the wrong position. Lift your shoulders up. So that's what we love to do. And then let us go into nice tall neck, a long spine here, pressing the chest forward. Even feel like you're squeezing the shoulder blades a little bit. So that is the upper body position. And let's exhale, come all the way down with the forehead on the palms. And let us here point the toes, engage the legs, hold the belly button in, and just lift your legs maybe inch, not high, maybe inch off the floor. All what I want you to feel how your hamstrings are turning on here. Knees are straight, so don't bend your knees. Keep them straight. Thighs maybe slightly off the floor, and exhale down. Let's do it again. Lift both legs off the floor, but head is resting on your palms. Neck is neutral. And then exhale, come down. And one more time, lift the legs off the floor. Hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the legs down. This time, bring the hands on the sides of the rib cage. Let's come to our baby cobra here. So elbows close to the rib cage. You're pulling yourself forward. Long neck, but don't lift the chin. And then press the hips back into the child pose. Lengthening here. Exhale. And then when you're ready, you come into your first downward dog. So lift your hips up. You're welcome to start with a slightly bent knees to get first your pelvis position into correct alignment with the head between your arms. Just lengthening here. Try to create the alignment between the tailbone and the crown of the head as one straight line. And let's drop the knees down to the floor. Let's step the right foot forward here and lift the torso up. So here, your back knee is 90 degree and your front knee is 90 degree. And you're not allowing the pelvis to come forward. You're tucking the tailbone under, taking the arms parallel to the floor. Let's twist to the right and let's pulse it here. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Return back to the center. Let's bring the hands on the sides of the right foot. Tuck your left toes and lift your left knee off the floor. So move the knee forward and move the left heel back. So feel how you're moving forward. Your hips collapsing toward the floor. And when you want to distribute the weight to the back leg, your hips coming slightly off the floor. So let's again move forward, feel a little bit of a stretch on the front calf, just checking how your right knee feels, and then come a little bit up. And then from here, let's step into downward dog. Exhale, lengthening here, holding for another exhale, and then let's drop the knees down to the floor. Step your left foot forward, untuck the back toes and lift the torso up. So take a moment here, tucking the tailbone, maintaining neutral position. So to hold balance here, you need to engage the abdomen and the glute. Take the arms parallel to the floor, twist to the left and pulse here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Return back to the center and then bring the hands on the both sides of the left foot. Tuck the right toes and lift the right knee off the floor. And let's move forward. Feeling some stretch on the calf. Knee is compressed. And then the lift, finding the back leg supporting you. Hips comes slightly higher. Come forward. Hips could be dropped. You're feeling the right hip flexor stretch and then lift the hips up a bit. One more time, drop it forward, and then lift it up, press the hands, and step into the downward dog. Exhale, long spine. Take a breath here. And then when you're ready, you walk your feet toward the hands and just hang here for the moment, maybe interlacing the arms, maybe going from side to side. So we already engaged the hamstrings a lot. So here is your chance to allow a bit of a stretch. Think of ascending the seat bones up toward the ceiling and sending the crown of the head down toward the floor in a passive way, and then roll very slowly, going vertebra by vertebra up into standing position. Exhale. Take a breath here. Let us just make sure you have enough space to move to the back. Set your feet hip distance. And let us work a little bit on the ankle strength. Here, just to activate just a bit, not too much, not too long here. Just come to the tippy toes and hold. And notice how on the tippy toes, to hold the balance, you need to Turn on your glutes and then come down, exhale. Let's come again, hold here. Try to find this abdomen glute engagement here, strong legs, quads, and hamstrings. And drop the heels down. One more time, hold the lift. And maybe this time, let's take the arms to the side. We're going to add a little bit of a challenge here. We're going to twist to the right, holding the balance, come into the center. Go into the left, holding the balance, come into the center. Again, go into the right, come into the center. Last time, go into the left, coming to the center and dropping. Okay, great. So shake your legs and we are coming to Tadasana here this time. Go into the half flow, half sun salutation. With inhale, lift your arms up. Bring the palms together, hinge from the hips and come into the fold all the way down to the floor. Then bring the hands to the shins. Lift the chest halfway. Maintain neutral spine. So you're not extending too much, but you don't have the posterior tilt. You know how to maintain a neutral position. And now from here, press the feet and unhinge all the way up. Inhale, lengthening. Exhale, bring the arms on the both sides of the hips. Let's go again. Inhale, lift. Exhale, folding all the way down. Head down, hands maybe touching the floor. Then bring the hands on the shins, lift the chest halfway, neutral position. And then unfold all the way up. Inhale. Exhale, bring the arms on the sides of the hips. Let's go again and add a little bit to that. Inhale. Hinging from the hips, exhale, fold and release in the hand. Bring the hands on the shins, and this time, maybe lift your chest a little bit higher, so you're not low. You're maybe more than 90 degrees, and then bring your left hand against the right knee. Maintain the knees aligned. Bring the right hand to your lower back and twist to the right. And just try to rotate the right shoulder back when you do that. Maintain neutral position for there. Remember, neck is a part of the spine. Unfold back. Hold here for the moment. Bring the right hand against the left knee. Bring the left hand to your lower back and twist. Hold. So slightly pressing the hand into the knee. Unfold back. And let's from the hips fold all the way down. So creating the traction of the spine after the twist. And then let us slowly, vertebra by vertebra, roll up into standing position. Exhale. Taking the breath and flowing again. Inhale, lift the arms up. Hinging from the hips all the way down, releasing the head, bring the hands on the shins, lift the chest halfway, and then let's step the left foot back and drop the left knee down to the floor. Let's bring the hands toward the left edge of the mat and bring your right knee down. So you can see my right shin is parallel to the short side of the mat. Bring the right hand aligned with the right knee forward, maybe 2 feet. Bring your left shoulder above the right right palm. Lift your left foot off the floor, maintaining straight line from the armpit to the heel, and take your left arm up. Hold it here. So control that your heel not going backward and you don't flex in your left hip flexor. Squeeze the glute, press the heel up. If you're touching your oblique here, they're working. Hold for another exhale and then bring your left hand down. Rotate toward the front of the mat. Touch your toes and come into the downward dog. Exhale. Taking the breath and moving your shoulders forward into plank. Tuck the tailbone under. Press the floor. Hold the plank. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the left knee down to the floor. Exhale. Come into the belly line position. Adjust the hands to the sides of the rib cage, roll the shoulders back, point the toes, and then lift the chest up. Hold for exhale, and then press into the child pose. Exhale down. Taking the breath here. Then lifting the hips up and stepping the left foot forward, and then just dropping the left knee down and adjusting the left hand to be 2 feet off the knee, lifting the right leg off the floor and taking the right arm up into this half side plank. So roll the right shoulder down. Make sure that you're not having your foot in front and not having your foot behind. You're in a one line. If I'm going to bring the ruler, the right heel, right hip, and right shoulder is all aligned. Then exhale, turn toward the front of the mat, tuck your toes, exhale, come in, downward dog. Taking the breath on inhale, flowing into plank, holding the plank for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Dropping the knees down. Exhale, come down to the floor. Adjusting the hands to the sides of the rib cage. Roll the shoulders back. Point the toes and lift the chest up. Hold the cobra for another exhale. And then press the hips back into the child pose. Exhale. Relax your shoulders and wrists if needed. And then come into downward dog when you're ready. Hold the downward dog for a couple of breaths. I'm going to be counting 5 here. So maintaining abdomen engagement here, maintaining neutral spine. And then when you're ready, you look forward and walk to the front of the mat. Bring your hands on the shin, lift the chest halfway or maybe a little bit higher. And here we come into chair pose. So dropping the hips down, lifting the arms in front and holding. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press the arms up. Exhale, bring the arms on the both sides of the hips. So taking the breath, catching the breath, and we'll go to a little bit more complicated flow. With inhale, lift the arms up. Tension from the hips. Exhale, folding down, releasing the hands. Bring the hands on the shins, lifting the chest halfway, and then touching the floor and stepping the right foot back. Strong back leg, lifting the torso up, maintaining 90 degree in the left knee, lifting the arms up, holding the warrior 1, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the hands on the hips and drop the right heel down. So now you are coming into warrior 2 legs. So make sure the right hip not remaining facing the front completely, but you just rotating it back as much as you are able. Take your arms overhead to start with. So that gives you alignment of your torso above the hip, and then take your arms parallel to the floor and bring your gaze to the left middle finger. Control the front knees, not falling in. You're engaging the inner thigh, holding 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's release the front knee to give it a little bit of a rest, dropping the right hand to the right side and taking the left arm up, opening the left side of the body, reaching toward the ceiling and maybe slightly behind, whatever feels right for you. So holding here, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's bend the front knee, return back into the warrior 2 position, and then bring your left elbow to the right side and take your right arm overhead into extended triangle. And make sure here, what very often happening, the right shoulder folding forward. So work it backward. If your arm is too hard for you, keep your hand on the lower back. keeping the chest open. And then let's release the front knee again, and this time turning both feet in. So you are facing the right side of the mat, hinging from the hips and coming into fold, touching the floor with the tip of the fingers. Try to maintain neutral spine. If you're not reaching the floor, you might use the block here. Maintaining here neutral spine. And then if you need, you can bend the knees a little bit to bring your left hand down to the floor and take the right arm up. Again, if your shoulder is not cooperating with you, you can have a right hand on the lower back. Reaching with the crown of the head forward, maintaining the neutral spine here. And then unfold, bring the right hand down. Again, trying first to inhale and reach with the crown of the head forward, and then take your left arm up over the left hand on the lower back, twisting here. You might be stepping just on the tip of the fingers if the hand on the floor is too much for you, because you want to maintain your straight spine. Hold, and then unfold back. This time, let us interlace the elbows and round the spine passively. Your knees could be soft and just hang here for the moment, and then roll vertebrae by vertebrae up into standing position. Exhale. Let's turn the right foot out. So we are facing the other side of the room with a right knee, coming with the arms parallel to the floor into warrior two, bringing the gaze to the right finger. Exhale, holding 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's bring the right knee straight, drop the left hand to the thigh and take the right arm overhead, opening the right side of the body. Holding here, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's come back into the warrior two for the breath. And then let's bring the right elbow to the right side. And take the left arm maybe overhead if it's too much, it's up, or even on the lower back. Whatever feels right for you. Be grounded through the outer edge of the left foot. Keep rotating the left shoulder back. And then release the left arm and bring the hands on the hips. And now maybe walk your left foot a little bit closer to the front heel. That's going to give you more stability. And then you start lifting the left heel and you're facing the other side of your mat with the hips facing front, taking the arms overhead. Exhale, holding the warrior 1, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing the arms, dropping the left heel. And again, we're going to be facing this front of the mat, but this time you're setting your feet maybe slightly out. So if the first time your heels were wider, now your toes a little bit wider. And we're going to come into squat, taking the knees wide, trying to keep the shoulders above the hips. You can hold the arms in front, and we're going to here pulse. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's come up and rest. Exhale. Let's lift the right heel off the floor and pulse here. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come up and drop the heel down. Let's lift the left heel off the floor and pulse here. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the heel up, exhale. Let's adjust, maybe just an inch closer, and then lift both heels up. And just hold this time. Hold the balance, lifting the heels high, holding 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2, shoulders back, and then lift the hips, drop the heels, and go toes, heels, And shake your legs. Here we are, having the feet hip distance. And let us bring the hands on the hips and just move the hips from side to side. And take your shoulders and head to the opposite, right? So just make sure that you're not dropping your head only, but you're moving your shoulders from side to side. And then on some point, let us have the hips to the right and head and shoulders to the left. And then slide your left hand along the left side and take your right arm overhead. Go into the very, very passive fold. So feel like the head is with the arm pulling the whole right side of the body into a stretch, but you at the same time actively pressing the hip to the right. And then release the arm and come up and take a moment here, just scanning the right and the left side of the body. And let's go to the other side. So moving the hips first, dropping the head, and then sliding the right hand to the right knee, taking the left arm overhead and opening here. The left side, feeling nice stretch, holding for 3 breaths here. And then release the arm and come back. So this time we'll bring the body weight to the right leg and the lifting the left foot off the floor. You are slightly dropping your shoulders, but this is not the same passive back bend. It's almost like you have the shoulders and hips aligned here, lifting the legs. So whatever is your strength here, you decide how much you're leaning to the right. And variation here is the right arm parallel to the head, and you can go as low as you can control. And the most challenging is both arms on the sides of the head, flex foot, keeping the standing knee soft and working really strong on the both glutes. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the left arm, release the right arm. Come up, maybe still having one leg balance, and then drop. Shake the legs. Let's build it on the other side. So bring the body weight to the left foot, going into the lean to the left, lifting the right foot, engaging this leg, maybe going a little bit more. So think this is the center, your left hip, maybe taking the left arm, maybe taking both arms, holding 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Releasing the right arm, releasing the left arm. Maybe holding the balance for a moment on one leg and then release. Great. Shake your legs. Let's now bring the body weight again to the right leg and lift your left knee off the floor, flex the foot. And then from here, maintaining neutral position, extend your leg. It might be not as high, it might be here, but try to keep it high. Pull the leg into the hip socket. You can have your arms parallel or you can have your arms overhead. Holding 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathe your knees together, but flex the foot. And now release your arms and from the hips, hinge forward. Make sure your hips are aligned with the heel and then extend the left leg back and drop the torso. So you might have your arms parallel on the hips or all the way to the front. Holding 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift your torso up, drop the heel and rest. Shake your right leg. Let's build it on the other side. Bring the body weight to the left foot. Lift the right knee off the floor. And then extend the leg. And here arms could be in front or arms could be overhead. And hold 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, One. Release the arms, bring the knees together, flex the foot, hinge first. So feel how your hips are above the left heel, and then extend the leg back. Gaze is down to the floor. Hands could be on the hips, hands could be on the side or are to the front, arms are on the side of the head, holding 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift the torso, maybe balancing here. Another second and release. Shake your legs. Great. So coming to the front of the mat and let's just slow one more time here. So before we go into flow, let's come to the mountain pose. So we worked on the abdomen in the beginning. We worked to engage the posterior chin during the flow. We engaged and stretched the sides of the body. So you would like to frame your body here into your perfect mountain pose. And then let's here find a breath that will guide you through the flow. With inhale, lift the arms up. Exhale, folding from the hips all the way down. Exhale. Bring the hands on the shins, lifting the chest halfway, and then touching the floor, stepping the left foot back into the warrior one, lifting the arms up, holding 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hands on the floor. Stepping the right foot back into plank. Holding plank. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the knees. Move the shoulders forward. Bend your elbows. Come down into the belly line position. Readjust your hands. Roll the shoulders back and lift the chest up into cobra. Strong legs. Hold the belly button in. And then tuck your toes. Exhale into the downward dog. In the arms. Exhale. Then maybe moving the right foot closer to the midline to step the left foot forward into lunge. Lift the torso up. Exhale. Lift the arms up. Hold. 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring the hands on the floor. Step into plank. Drop the knees. Come all the way down. Exhale. Adjust the hands if needed. Point the toes. Lift the torso up. Make sure elbows are close to the rib cage. Tuck the toes. Exhale. Come into the downward dog. Long spine. Taking the breath. And then look forward. Walk to the front of the mat. Cross your ankles and just drop the hips down into the seated position. Okay, we're ready to go to the boat pose. Have the tip of the toes touching the floor. Hold your knees to start. We're going to start slowly to build it. Maybe you didn't practice this for 2 years. Drop the torso back. Open the chest like you stretch the chest up. Bring your gaze up. Make sure you're in a neutral neck position. So don't drop your head, but don't be rounded because you're going to be rounded in the upper back. And just lift your toes a couple of inches off the floor. Start here, but you can assist your leg, but try not to use your arms too much. You just very lightly touching, keeping chest lifted, holding 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's rest. Bring the feet together, fold forward. So you're welcome to stay in this same progression, or I will be adding a little bit to that, but you're welcome to stay where you need to be today. So start with a leaning back, maintaining neutral spine, neutral neck, lift your toes, and then lift your shin parallel to the floor. And this time maybe release your arms, palms facing the ceiling, shoulders open, holding for 5, 4, 3, two, one. Let's rest again. Bring the feet together around the spine. Exhale. Taking the breath. And one more. Welcome to Beyond the Progression one or Progression two. Lean back, hold the knees, and lift your feet. Maybe shins parallel or maybe straight legs. When you straighten the legs, pull the chest forward and then maybe release your arms, holding 4, 5, 4, 3, 2, 2, and 1. Bring the feet together. Exhale. Fold. Very relaxed fold. Don't pull yourself. Just stretch the lower back a bit. Exhale. And then come up. If you have a block, maybe sit on the block. I don't have blocks here. So make sure that block will allow you to maintain your neutral spine. And we have a left knee down on the floor and the right foot in front. Interlace the hands and get yourself here with a tall spine. Bring the right arm behind the back and then just gently twist. So this twist will be a bit more intense than the previous one we practiced here because of the leg position. So the key here is not to be rounded. The key here is to maintain chest open. Maybe close your eyes and just think of relaxation. Return back to the center. Let's extend the right leg. So with the same position of the left knee, if you're on the block, you maybe want to have a block off. And then from the hips, you're folding forward with a straight spine. Keep your right foot flexed. But just walk your hands maybe to reach to the shin and things like pulling yourself forward. You can do this also on the floor, pulling yourself forward. So straight spine here, trying to create length in the lower back and in the mid back and in the neck. And then from here, go into a passive fold. So to show you a passive fold, I would turn the palms up toward the ceiling. So I'm not using my arms at all. I will just drop the head and let us just count here. We had quite a lot of intense asanas today. We worked today on the strength of the legs and core. So maybe a passive fold is really suit you here. Just start relaxing a bit. Taking a breath. And then very slowly come up and we'll change. So let us bend the right knee. You can again use the block if you love the block variation. Interlace the hand on the top of the left side and pull yourself forward. Keeping the right hip down to the floor, lengthening. And then bringing the left arm behind. Use the right hand to twist, keeping chest open. And then unfold back. Let's extend this left leg, right knee on the floor. So coming from the hips forward, having the hands on the sides of the foot symmetrically or on the shin. And it's like you're using your arms a little bit to pull chest forward, not down forward. Trying to maintain open chest. So active fold here to start with. Another exhale, and then just come into the passive fold, drop in the head down. Another exhale, and let us now bring both legs in front, flex the feet. If you have a strap accessible, but if you don't worry, you don't need to rush to take it. But if you have a strap, you can take a strap around your feet. Otherwise, just a seat tall from the hip. So it's like a hip hinge. Let us bend the knees a little bit, just a bit, maybe having 2 inches off and coming forward, lengthening here. And then just continue to pull yourself forward a bit while you became dark. Is it a battery? Okay, just a moment. So keep pulling yourself forward. And then get your knees straight and just come into passive fold. As a battery. Oh. So fold forward here, lengthening passively. Feel a stretch on the hamstring. Feel a stretch along the spine, along the neck. Any tension, just breathe into the spot. And let us very slowly lift the torso up and come into the supine position. Maybe first start with a bent knees, keep your arms in T position, and we'll extend the right leg and take your left knee across as far as you can go. It's not necessary go to the floor. I would rather have your left shoulder staying on the floor, but you're playing with the left knee the way so you achieve the stretch in the left glute. Any amount, something that feels comfortable, you can turn the head to the left. Let's just relax the left shoulder and giving the left knee a bit of a weight to pull the glute and hamstring. Some of you maybe want to experiment to get left knee straighter, but you might be too tight to keep the leg straight, but you can play with this little bit to add some hamstring stretch or just stay in a relaxed position with the left heel where it feels right to be right now. And let's very slowly release the twist to return back to the center to rest. And when you're ready, extend your left leg and keeping the right shoulder on the floor. Drop the left knee. Turn the head toward the right side. Try to calm your breath on this point. And then very slowly unfold and come to the central position. Extend your legs, extend your arms. Allow you nice stretch here, pointing toes. Taking a deep inhale and exhale through the mouth. And relax. Relax your arms to be on the sides of the hips. Separate your heels to be a little bit wider. And find the position for your Shavasana. Maybe it will take a couple of exhales to settle on the floor. Make sure that you place the pelvis in a way that it's comfortable for the lower back. Maybe some of you need to bend the knees. Otherwise, keep the legs straight, arms resting. Try to keep relaxed belly. Try to find some external rotation of the hips, some external rotation of the shoulders with the palms facing the ceiling. And then let us have a quiet moment here, focusing on the breath coming in and breath coming out. When you're ready to move, start with the circling of the ankles and the wrists. Maybe bend your knees. Bring the knees to your chest one at a time, rocking from side to side, going one direction and the other direction. And then when you're ready, let's roll to one side, any side that you prefer. And with the help of the arm, lift yourself into seated position, facing the front. Bring the hands to the knees and lengthening here. Maybe having the eyes closed for the moment. Bringing the hands in front of the chest, admitting the end of the practice. Feeling grateful for having time, energy to practice this morning. Taking the positive energy that you fill your body and your mind with to be a guide through the rest of the day. Namaste.